Welcome back into the Rowdy Studio. I'm Buzz Cutler, sitting alongside Bob Pockris to my immediate left. And then further down the line, Bassmasters, talking championship picture, talking Carl Edwards. Is he walking away with this thing, Bob? When can we say it's Carl Edwards' championship? At what point?
To lose.
Oh, to lose. Yeah, I would say it's his to lose now.
That's what I think.
But I would say everybody down to Kevin Harvick still has a chance.
So, Kevin Harvick, 26 points back. He's the last guy that could steal this thing if everything fell correctly.
Kyle Busch, he's 40 back?
Yep.
No.
Jimmy 50 back. I think those guys have too many cars they have to pass, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I just don't see Carl Edwards having. You probably need 2 bad races, and you probably need Matt Kenseth to have 2 bad races for those guys to catch up.
And you need the other guys to have 1 bad race, probably.
Right.
And Matt and Carl will probably both have bad races at Martinsville, so that's a wash.
Let's take it from the top.
But that's where Kevin comes in, because Kevin can cut his 26 points to probably a more manageable 15 points at Martinsville.
Exactly. Now, let's take it from the top, maybe. We've got Carl and 14 to Matt. Can Matt Kenseth beat Carl Edwards without Carl having a problem?
Yes.
I agree.
I think so, because I think Matt can win a couple of races.
That's what I think.
Carl can have a couple of top 5s, and then,
Right. If Matt were to win a couple races, he could actually outrun Carl and win.
But if you look at Texas and Homestead, they're both really strong. Aren't they pretty much even at those 2 tracks?
Matt would have to win probably both those races, or at least one.
But
he could.
When you're even, then it comes down to maybe 2 tires or 4 tires, and not necessarily just having a bad race or a bad engine failure.
And when you're even, and you're as good as you are at those tracks, then Matt could win at those tracks. He could win there.
Okay, and then you've got Keselowski, 18 points back. Is he a legitimate title contender?
Yeah, I mean, you have to consider him a legitimate title contender.
Does he need Carl to have a problem? He's 4 points behind Matt, so that's obviously you're gonna have to beat him.
I still don't think. I mean, Carl could finish top 10 in every race, and Brad could finish top 5 in every race, and
slide past him.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking 4 races. Brad finishes 5th, Carl finishes 10th, and there you go.
Yeah, that's 20 points.
And then Kevin Harvick back, as we said, 26 points back. Now, we've talked about how Kevin gets the nod at Martinsville. Normally, we would also give Kevin the benefit of the doubt at Phoenix. Is Phoenix more open now, or is it still more of a Kevin Harvick style track?
I would say Phoenix is open because it's a total new configuration. It's gonna probably help guys. I would say of all the guys who are in the chase who might struggle at Phoenix, I would pick Keselowski, just because he doesn't have as much time in these cars. The other guys, I think, could maybe make more out of less than what Brad could. I think Brad's ability to make more out of less is more staying out of trouble and using good strategy right now,
as opposed to the feel he's got.
Right, and a guy like Carl Edwards, a guy like Tony Stewart, a guy like Kevin Harvick, I think can probably maybe muscle the car around a little bit better around Phoenix.
I want to ask you about Kevin Harvick because he's an interesting case.
Okay, I'll allow you to ask about Kevin Harvick.
Thank you very much, Bob. 26 points out. That's 26 points behind Carl. You go 14 back to Matt. Now you're talking about 12 points behind Matt, and obviously fewer behind the rest of those guys. It seems to me that he could probably outrun everybody and catch them, except for Carl, without those guys having a problem. In other words, couldn't he get us all the way to second, all things being equal? And then, does he need Carl to have a problem to make up 26 points on Carl Edwards?
Yeah, he needs Carl to make
just a bad
just a bad finish, or
25th, 28th,
I think
Phoenix or Martinsville. Or,
you see, here's the thing. I think if you're Carl, I think you need to stay in the top 15. I think if he has like a 15th place finish, a couple of 15th place finishes, Kevin can come back.
Right.
So I don't necessarily consider that like a really bad finish, just not a great finish.
All right, now, Bob, not that we're condoning gambling at Rowdy, but if you were going to lay money down on one of these guys to be crowned champion when Homestead is said and done, who's your pick?
If I have Monopoly money and it's not really...
because we don't condone gambling at Rowdy.
For entertainment purposes only.
All right.
Entertainment purposes
only. I would put it on Carl Edwards.
Yeah.
Because he's been the most consistent in the chase, and you're coming up on some tracks that are good for him, except for Martinsville.
And can we just put to rest the whole notion that you have to win in the chase to win the championship? You don't have to win.
It depends on, doesn't it depend on the season?
No, you don't have to win.
I think Carl Edwards will still...
He might win, but he won't win because he has to win the championship. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bob. Because if I'm wrong, I want you to correct me. He doesn't have to
you
win.
don't have to win in the sense of the way the rules are set. Typically, you have to win in order to.
Historically,
Yes.
you
I
have had
think
to.
there's a difference between you have to win and typically you do win. Right?
Well,
Do you see what I'm saying?
Historically, you have had to have won more often than not
right.
to get.
I would say had to, not so much.
Now that did,
Now, I would say you definitely have to compete for wins.
Yes,
Because
I agree
that,
with
that would be
you
the
have
only
to have
way
a
that
car fast enough.
that's the
to
only
win.
way you're going to score enough
You have to have a
points.
car fast
one
enough
more
to
quick
win.
question before we wrap this up.
All right.
Don't point at me,
All right.
Pockers.
Don't you guys point at each other.
Does Carl Edwards go into protection mode?
No,
now?
no.
What about
He's
in a
not-
place like Martinsville? I mean,
No,
you can be
no,
too aggressive with your setup
no.
there,
No,
Bob.
he said
you can
no.
melt the
He
beads. You
said
can do all
no.
kinds of crazy stuff.
Look what happened. I mean, well, I guess he was in protection mode last. He was the one. He was one of the lucky ones who was in protection mode last week at Talladega
Is
and
that
did
known as
okay.
prophylactic mode?
But what?
Nothing. It has a wide meaning, prophylactic. A wide,
Let
broad
Bob talk.
meaning.
Let Bob talk.
I would
Doesn't
say
just cover
I
the
say
one
he
thing.
needs to go out and attack it because you can't play it safe at Martinsville. Now, I mean, there's a difference between being conservative and doing like what he tried to do at Kansas a few years ago.
Like
I mean,
bonsai.
don't do something like that. But
Or
I,
taking your camber and getting real aggressive with it,
I
for
think
example.
I think he's got a race like he's even still. I don't think he can be in a whole lot of protection mode these last 4 races because Kevin Harvick's going to be attacking and he's not going to get caught up in something like he did at Talladega, most likely. Keselowski be attacking. Kenseth will be attacking as much as Matt Kenseth does.
Right. Quietly
and
attacking.
Tony Stewart, who knows?
Right. All right.
How big, Bob, is Friday in this championship? Friday at Martinsville, qualifying at Martinsville. It is still Friday, or are they doing it Saturday?
No, they're doing it Saturday.
How
So
big is
Friday's
Saturday?
not very big at all.
How big is Saturday, Bob, at Martinsville?
Yeah, I think you're going to want a top 20 qualifying spot to try to make sure you don't have too far to come up. But I don't, if you don't qualify in the top 10, I don't think your day is over.
Okay, very good.
Can we finally end this video, please?
So much expertise.
Bob Pockris, Bassmasters, Buzz Cutler, we're done.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.